You can't claim you're sovereign and then claim rights under the Constitution. That's not how it works. No, that is not.
In this opening portion, the sovereign citizen tries to distance himself from the name on the docket, believing that refusing the legal name somehow erases the court's authority. The judge, however, immediately sees through the tactic and calmly reestablishes control over the courtroom. Her tone remains firm but professional, reminding him that she must address the person listed on the official case file. His insistence on calling himself Williams L. creates a comedic contrast with the judge's patience as she tries to move the process forward. The more he argues about identity, the more he exposes the weakness of the sovereign citizen mindset. Instead of helping his case, the tactic highlights his lack of understanding of how legal procedure works. And from the very start, his strategy sets the stage for predictable failure.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. What's your name, sir?
If I can help you.
I'm Williams L.
Yes, Your Honor, but the defendant is identified in the docket as Michael Williams. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, that's the name they're calling me, but I'm Williams L.
I understand.
Michael Williams. Okay.
No,
Mr.
I'm not
Williams,
Michael
I'm
Williams. Your Honor,
Okay.
I am Williams.
As the conversation continues, he begins leaning heavily into sovereign citizen talking points, claiming he is a sovereign American and not a United States citizen. This instantly signals to the judge and everyone watching that he has no interest in cooperating with normal procedures. The judge attempts repeatedly to clarify that participation requires acknowledging the charges under the name listed, but he thinks he can outsmart the system by wordplay. His refusal only frustrates the process and shows that he is unprepared to defend himself properly. These arguments, often pulled from online pseudo-law advice, collapse quickly under real judicial scrutiny. What he sees as clever strategy comes off as confusion and avoidance in a courtroom that demands clarity and structure.
Documents that I have present for me in court today. We can either handle it that way, or you don't have to handle it, and then it just will be like you didn't show up to court today.
No,
So it's
Your
either
Honor,
way,
I'm just
but
letting you
that's
know
fine.
who I. Your Honor, I'm just letting you know who I am.
Okay.
I am Williams
That's fine.
L. I am not Michael Williams. They kept calling me Michael Williams. I told them who I was. I am a sovereign, Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen, Negro, Black, or color, Your Honor.
Okay. So let me tell you, Mr. Williams, this is the last time I'm gonna say it. This is all I have for you. If you don't want to handle it under that name today, then I have to act as if you aren't present, and so that's fine. But I
You
have
say
to
what?
call
Hold
you
on.
to that document,
Can you
okay?
can you repeat that? Can you repeat that, Your
I
Honor?
said, if we can't handle those matters and those tickets that's on that case under that name, then that's fine. But it's going to be as if you didn't appear for court today because I have.
Ma'am, I'm here today, ma'am.
Right. So I'm just saying when I
Williams
call those
L is here today.
When the judge offers him a chance to resolve the matter, he again refuses to engage with anything that requires acknowledging the validity of the legal system. He complains about jurisdiction, insists on sovereignty, and tries to claim constitutional protection while simultaneously denying his nationality. The judge throws a subtle but devastating question. How can he claim constitutional rights if he denies citizenship? The moment exposes the contradiction at the heart of his arguments. Instead of answering, he repeats slogans he barely understands, hoping repetition will make them true. The judge stays composed but unmistakably begins losing patience. This part clearly shows how sovereign citizen logic collapses when confronted with actual law rather than internet fantasy.
When I call it on the record, I'm going to have to call it on the record as the name on the ticket, just so you know, okay?
Okay, and I'm gonna let you know that I'm Williams L. Okay, I'm cool
That's
with
fine.
that, and I'm letting you know who I am. I'm a
Okay.
Moorish American.
Okay. Did you want to
Sovereign.
offer? Okay. Did you want to offer for it or no? Are you going to try and have? I need to kind of know where you're going. Are you going to want a trial? Are you going to try and want to?
No, I do not agree. I do not agree to none of this. I'm sovereign.
Okay. So if you're not going to participate, we're just going to act like you're not here today, and I'm going to go ahead and.
I am here today, ma'am. You seeing me right here? That's on
You
record.
have to- Listen, just because you show up doesn't mean that you're here. You have to participate. Okay.
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign. I'm letting you know who I am.
Listen,
I'm participating. I do not
and
agree.
Mr. Williams, that's fine. But if you don't participate, saying you're a sovereign doesn't help me.
Despite being given every chance to participate properly, he clings to the idea that showing up physically is enough to count as participation. The judge explains that merely being present is not the same as cooperating with judicial procedure. His refusal to accept this shows how deeply he misunderstands the legal system he claims to challenge. Sovereign citizens often think their mere presence or declarations override official process, but the court requires actionable responses, not philosophical statements. He gets stuck in a loop of repeating, "I am a sovereign," as if it were a magical phrase. This stubbornness leaves the judge with no choice but to proceed without him. The comedy lies in how seriously he takes himself while achieving absolutely nothing.
Constitutional right, man.
So do you want an offer or not? That's my question.
Do I want to what?
An offer to the tickets or not?
Do I want to? I can't understand. You said, do I want to offer?
Do you want an
tickets?
offer? Do you want to try and resolve this today as far as?
Yes, I do want to resolve it. I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction, Your Honor.
Oh, no, that's not going to happen. So you can, I'm not going to.
I'm speaking for myself. I have no attorney, so I'm speaking for myself. I asked for this case to be dismissed. You're violating my constitutional right.
How do you have constitutional rights if you're not a citizen?
I'm not a United States citizen.
So how are you entitled to constitutional rights of citizens?
Once the judge reads out the charges, he predictably refuses again to give his legal name and instead insists he only has a title. This dramatic but meaningless tactic is one of the classic sovereign citizen performances. The judge tries to work with him, even offering respect by calling him the title he prefers, but still must proceed legally using the official name. Every time he repeats his title, he distances himself further from any real defense strategy. His performance might impress online sovereign citizen groups, but it carries no weight in court. Instead, it reinforces the judge's conclusion that he is refusing to engage in a meaningful way. His theatrics only help ensure that his situation gets worse, not better.
You got to uphold to the sovereign, sir. You can't. I'm not United States citizen. I'm not Negro, Black, or color. You're not under I'm not under your jurisdiction.
I understand, but my question to you is, if you want to rely on your constitutional rights, how do you have constitutional rights if you're denying your citizenship?
Yeah, because I'm an American. I'm a national.
I get
I'm
it,
a Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen corporate. I'm a Moorish American. I'm an American national.
okay, but you're still present in this jurisdiction, right?
I just asked for this case to be dismissed.
The judge warns him about the potential penalties and outlines his rights clearly, even though he insists he does not want an attorney. This is where his overconfidence becomes most obvious. He believes his misconceptions about common law give him more power than professional legal counsel ever could. The judge patiently explains the difference between bench and jury trials, pretrial options, and the offer available. Meanwhile, he clings to phrases like, "I'm under common law," showing he has memorized lines without understanding them. His refusal to acknowledge basic legal structures blocks every available path to resolution. Instead of defending himself, he focuses only on resisting the system. The judge's professionalism contrasts sharply with his chaotic reasoning.
He can represent himself. Don't worry about it. You put yourself
I can speak for myself.
All right.
I'm speaking for myself. Y'all violating my rights as a
Now
sovereign.
calling the matters of the people versus Michael Williams. This is ticket number SP 1212334. Count 1, use loudspeaker without permission for unreasonable noise. Count 2, drove while license suspended. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Sir, please.
In this segment, he tries to reinvent the traveling, not driving argument, another favorite among sovereign citizens. He claims he was parked and harassed, attempting to argue that he wasn't operating a vehicle under statutory law. The judge immediately identifies the tactic and continues moving forward because it has no legal basis. His attempt to dodge responsibility shows how sovereign citizen logic tries to redefine ordinary actions to escape accountability. The judge, unfazed, guides the case back to reality every time he drifts into fantasy terminology. His insistence that statutes don't apply reveals a fundamental misunderstanding of how jurisdiction works. By this point, the gap between his imagined legal world and the real one is painfully clear.
Participate in these proceedings?
Yes, I'm here on special appearance. I'm just letting you know who I am.
All right, so how would you like to move forward with this matter, sir?
I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction, Your Honor.
All right, that motion has been denied. How would you like to move forward on these matters?
I just told you what I would like it, so I don't know. I'm just here on
So it's
special
been
affairs.
denied, so you can either participate today.
As the judge continues, she makes it clear that he must choose an option: trial, plea, motion, or counsel. But he refuses them all under the claim of duress, sovereignty, and non-consent. The judge recognizes that this is not a misunderstanding, but a refusal to participate. This forces her to consider returning the case to warrant status. His claim of being under duress is another sovereign citizen tactic, used as a shield to reject any obligation. The judge stays composed and factual, preventing him from derailing the proceeding. Every legal lifeline she offers, he immediately throws away. This part demonstrates how sovereign arguments don't stall the system. They simply isolate the defendant.
We can keep going on with proceedings. I am Williams L. I'm not a United States citizen. I'm not Negro, Black, or Color. I'm not Christian.
All right, Mr. Williams, it appears to the court as I'm making a record that he does not want to participate in these proceedings.
I told you I wanted to
dismiss these
participate. I'm just
matters.
letting you know who I am. I told you for the record.
All right, he would like to not participate in these proceedings. He has told me that he is the person known as Williams L. and not the person on these tickets, so he is not appearing on behalf of this person. This person has not made themselves available to the court today as an arraignment on the bench warrant, so these matters will stay in warrant status. Thank you so much. That concludes this hearing. Have a good day, Mr.
He escalates his claims, now invoking common law, the lack of an injured party, and even a mysterious Supreme Court case he cannot cite properly. These phrases are typical sovereign citizen script, usually misinterpreted or entirely fabricated. The judge dismisses his motion and repeats that he must choose a procedural option. He refuses again, insisting statutes do not apply. His arguments rely on imaginary legal frameworks that collapse under the simplest judicial question. The more he talks, the more he proves his lack of formal legal training. The judge's refusal to entertain these pseudo-legal claims highlights the distinction between real law and internet mythology.
I'm going to call the case as is,
Okay.
and then I'll refer to you as Williams L. if you would like, okay? Now calling the matters of the people versus Michael Williams, also known as Williams L. This is ticket number SP 12123334. Count 1, use loudspeaker without permission or unreasonable noise. Count 2, drove while license suspended. And count 3 is no insurance misdemeanor. Sir, can you state your name for the record, please?
Williams L.
Okay. And is there another name that you have?
That's not my name.
In the final portion, his refusal becomes absolute. He claims duress, sovereignty, and non-consent while rejecting every valid option. Because he leaves the court no avenue to proceed, the judge returns the matter to warrant status. His attempt to use sovereignty as a shield ends in predictable failure. Instead of freeing himself from jurisdiction, he deepens his legal problems. His behavior shows the emptiness of the sovereign citizen strategy. It neither protects him nor advances his case.